First tonight on Our News Weekend, a double tragedy on Grand Bahama yesterday, making this Mother's Day a solemn and heartbreaking one for two families. Plus, an overnight shooting leaves one dead in the capital after he was shot and killed in the area of Hay and Comfort Streets. And later, the Our News team is celebrating all mothers today, but we take the time to share our favorite traits of some of the Our News moms. The details on these stories and so much more as Our News Weekend starts now. This is Our News Weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all of the wonderful mothers and mother figures throughout the entire country. We're wishing you the amazing day you deserve. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for joining us. Just hours before Mother's Day, a double tragedy striking the community of West Grand Bahama. What many consider to be a routine activity turned to heartbreak. Police receiving calls regarding two males in distress at the Bayside area of Sunset Village shortly after 3:30 p.m. Upon arrival, Chief Superintendent Will Hart says officers met rough seas and a strong current. However, without hesitation, they courageously entered the dangerous waters in an urgent effort to save the young men.
They got some information that two of the persons who were off the group was unaccounted for. The officers was able to retrieve one of the men, the young person that was unaccounted for, and asked for assistance to retrieve the other. As a result of that, the responding unit traveling east from West End came to assist those officers. Additional officers went to the 8 Mile Rock area where they were able to recover the body of a young man who was unaccounted for initially. The identification of both victims will be revealed at a later date.
However, the tragic event was compounded as another life was lost within the Martin Hill community as additional officers rushed to the scene on Bayshore Road.
On their route to the officers, to assist those officers, an SUV vehicle turned in front of the officers, causing a collision. This SUV vehicle overturned. As a result of that, the driver, a female driver, succumbed to the injuries. The police vehicle received extensive damage, and both officers were taken to the hospital where they also received serious injuries but in stable condition.
Minister for Grand Bahama, Ginger Moxie, on scene, offering her prayers and condolences to all impacted.
We've been communicating with the family, and it's a really rough time for the community of 8 Mile Rock. Two tragedies, same day before Mother's Day. And so we're praying for the family members. We're praying also for the police officers who were injured.
Area Member of Parliament Kingsley Smith adding the hurt of the loss will be felt throughout the entire community.
8 Mile Rock is a community as family oriented. And so it wouldn't be just that one particular family that is mourning today. 8 Mile Rock has a big, large family. Not only by bloodline, but the fact that, schooling, going to church, etc. And so we feel and we grieve for the family.
Chief Superintendent Hart issuing this bit of advice.
We don't want to cast blame on anyone, but we just want to say that when a young person's out swimming, please pay attention to them. And as we see emergency vehicles transfers throughout the Bahamas, also pay attention to them also, okay? That's what we want to say. And our condolences to both families.
Tonight, another family is grieving after a young man was shot and killed in the inner city. The deadly incident unfolded just before midnight and marks the nation's 32nd homicide for the year. Police say they were alerted by shot spotter technology, which led officers to the area of Hay and Comfort Streets. There, they discovered the lifeless body of a man believed to be in his early 20s with gunshot wounds to the upper body. On the scene, police press liaison officer Chief Superintendent Sharia King said the victim was sitting in a nearby park when he was ambushed by two men riding a trail motorbike.
Two males with hoodie on pulled up, and one of the males discharged 2 shots in the direction of the victim. The victim then ran a short distance away towards the resident, where he collapsed in the yard. We're asking anyone with any information into this matter to please assist the police by calling 911, 911 or CID to assist us in investigating this matter.
Now, this is the second similar shooting in recent days, and investigators acknowledge what appears to be a disturbing trend. Superintendent King says police will continue everything necessary to remove the criminal element off our streets. But it's not just the statistics raising alarms within the community. Members say the emotional scars run far deeper. One of them is Mandel Miller, a community advocate and aspiring F&M candidate for the Bain and Grantstown constituency. He says violent incidents like this continues to leave lasting trauma in the hearts of residents.
Communities are left having to deal with the grief and the trauma of these incidents. And as you can see, an incident happening such as this tonight, in the middle of the night when elderly people are sleeping, children are sleeping, it has the potential to rob these communities of their sense of security and peace and serenity. And then you listen to the cries of the victims' families and loved ones. Those memories linger in the hearts of residents that live here for ages.
Well, two families cannot be in control of Freeport. That's the sentiments of Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard as it relates to the current state of the Grand Bahama Port Authority. While on a local radio show recently, Pintard said the F&M wants the current owners of the Grand Bahama Port Authority to divest their shares to allow for Bahamian ownership and participation in Freeport's regulatory regime. Now, speaking outside of Parliament this week, Pintard says while he stands by that viewpoint, there's an even bigger issue.
Is the need for central government, the Grand Bahama Port Authority, the licensees, the industrials, and local government and residents to have ongoing conversations about improving the economy. And we are going to lead that charge in a way that has not been done under this administration or the previous F&M administration. One of those priorities is getting the hotel open, creating opportunities for boutique hotels owned by Grand Bahamians, and making more credit and grants available to small businesses. That's the charge we are going to lead.
This week, Director General in the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Latia Duncombe, revealing that the Bahamas has seen a 4% drop in stopover visitors year to date. It's been an area Pintard has focused on before.
We have to create more compelling attractions, promote heritage and ecotourism, which means developing Fox Hill, Adelaide, Gambier, Baintown, making sure that if it's in Grand Bahama, East and West Grand Bahama, are given ample opportunities to develop attractions so we can gain more revenue from cruise passengers, increase the number of hotel rooms through boutique hotels for Bahamians, and the bigger hotels for Bahamians and others to run.
All right, well, a major regional health initiative came to a close in Coconut Grove over the weekend. The Ministry of Health and Wellness, in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, wrapped up Vaccination Week in the Americas with a hands-on community outreach effort. The event serving as the grand finale to boost immunization rates. Mother Pratt Park was transformed into a pop-up immunization clinic last Saturday as healthcare workers mobilized to bring vital services directly to residents, making life-saving vaccines more accessible to adults and children. National Immunization Coordinator Gina Rose explained that Coconut Grove was chosen not only for its central location, but also because data highlights gaps in vaccine coverage in the area and other parts of New Providence.
Okay, so immunizations, they save lives, has a proven track record of reducing disease burden and death associated with what we call vaccine preventable diseases. As we look around in the neighboring countries, there have been an increase in cases of measles, an increase in cases of yellow fever and pertussis. And that is all attributed to the fact that there have been a decrease in vaccination rates. And so our encouragement to the country is to protect our children in particular, because they are most vulnerable, but to indeed protect ourselves from these vaccine preventable diseases. And the way to do that is to get the immunizations, because it's your best defense against those diseases. Prevention is still better than cure.
With the park event behind them, health officials are now taking the campaign into the streets. A door-to-door vaccination drive is underway, targeting children under 5 years old who may have missed their measles shots. Officials say vaccination rates across the region have declined in recent years, sparking outbreaks in neighboring countries. Now, teams are going house to house, offering everything from MMR to other catch-up shots.
As we're done with Coconut Grove, we will move on to another area. So we'll go into Angliston, we'll go into Monta Heights, we'll go into the east, and then you have the south and South Beach and Pinewood area. So the intention is to move around from community to community until we get everyone immunized.
When our News Weekend comes back from the break, the Heristic Academy is gearing up to celebrate its first graduating class. Two of the seniors share their future goals and how you can help make them a reality. Plus, the dark side of too much screen time for your developing toddler. Our Danielle Miller talks one-on-one with a pediatric occupational therapist about the do's and don'ts. That's coming up when our News Weekend returns.
Get ready to shop till you drop. The Vitamalt shopping spree is back, and you could be the next winner of a $500 shopping spree. Here's how to enter. Buy a 6-pack of ginger, acai, or coconut and hibiscus Vitamalt from any Super Value or 700 Wines and Spirits location. Snap a picture of your receipt and WhatsApp your name and photo of the receipt to 825-2191. This promotion ends Saturday, April 19th. Will you be the next lucky shopper? Vitamalt. Vitalize naturally.
Family, how you look so down? Set up all cold and flu, could flip that frown. All the coughing and that runny nose cannot last. You must come back to work and class. Set up all can deal with that fast, yeah. Try set up all cold and flu, daytime and nighttime too. Try Setamol, cold and flu, and get back to the better you. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Distributed by Lowe's Wholesale Drug Agencies Limited.
If you've been paying attention to our social media platforms over the weekend, you may already know a little about the Heristic Academy. It's a small school with just about 50 students. Director and Principal Carlotta Singh founded the school in 2019 after several years of homeschooling. She says after several inquiries, she opened the school that focuses on a unique learning environment and the STEM curriculum.
We don't wear a uniform. And we're not big on homework, but we promote studying time. Our classrooms are the setting is very different. It's not like the traditional desks and chairs. We have very comfortable seating, everybody with their individual desk with drawers and, making it very inviting and, that the kids would want to learn and they feel comfortable.
The first graduating class is expected to leave the halls this June. They recently held a gala to raise funds that will go toward assisting the class as they pursue higher education.
We would like, people to support this effort more because, like I said, we have really smart and intelligent students, and we really would like to see them succeed in life. And we know college education is very, very expensive, especially with some of our students going abroad for, as international students. Sometimes they have to pay double. And so we know we can't give them a huge amount, but every little thing helps. Yeah.
12th grade student Joshua Wisdom is an intern here at Our News and plans to enter the business post-college graduation.
After I graduate, I will be attending Full Sail University. And then when I'm there, I'll be studying film and video production. So this scholarship, I think it would, I think that it would definitely enhance my chances of getting into school. I think that it would be a good opportunity to further my education.
Micah Sweeting is also a part of the class. He shares his future plans and why you should consider donating to the efforts.
College is expensive, man. That tuition, I don't play around. So with a lot of the donations that people have been given and they can still give and donate to us, that can help us a lot with our studies and help us on our journey to what we want to become and what we want to pursue. So your donations can help us a lot with what we want to do in our lives. I'm doing a major in cybersecurity, a minor in business and computer engineering at Gannon University in Pennsylvania, Erie.
Now, if you would like to help the 6 graduates further their education, here's how.
anyone who would like to donate, we will encourage you to post any amount on our Scotiabank account. It's a checking account, and the branch is East Bay Street, 50385 0033 39978.
And as you just heard, Joshua Wisdom has been an intern here at Our News for the past few months. We allowed him to conduct the interviews you just saw, along with fellow student Alex Murray. Josh also spent the day with us assisting with tonight's report. Great job, Josh. Well, in a recent report, we alerted our audience of the developmental hazards that may be connected to some of your child's favorite shows. Tonight, our Danielle Miller continues the conversation with a local pediatric occupational therapist about the warning signs and intervention methods. Here's that report.
The American Academy of Pediatrics really recommends that kids under 2 not have screen time at all. Because what's happening is that there are a lot of research that are linking screen time to difficulty with problem solving, linking screen time to some communication and language delays, as well as poor attention span. I think we have almost created a generation that's addicted to screen time. So when we talk about development, we're talking about developmental milestones. And this is just a guideline that is used to indicate to professionals whether a child should be flagged.
A shocking revelation I learned during my talk with pediatric occupational therapist Shanika McIntosh Cooper. In a recent interview we had with McIntosh Cooper, she shares the dangers that can lie in some child-friendly shows, such as the flashing display of bright lights, colors, and even the music selection. An entertainment cocktail, she calls it, which studies have found led to lower language skills, increased temper tantrums, and other development issues. Now, in this more detailed conversation, she shares the red flags that serve as warnings to parents that their toddler could possibly face delays in their development.
So if you have a child that is a baby and they're not holding their head up, they don't have neck control. Kids that are 6 to 8 months, they're not rolling on both sides as yet. They're not trying to sit up. The 9-month-old that is not trying to pull to stand and explore their environment. The 18-month-old that's not walking completely on their own and running. The 2-year-old that's not having 2 to 3 word sentences. They're not really communicating the needs and asking for the water, the food, and the choices and things of that nature. Those would be some of the red flags for perhaps some developmental delay.
McIntosh Cooper urges parents to not be dismissive of certain behaviors, especially if they are prolonged. She's encouraging parents to utilize these development tools.
We have to limit the screen time. So children under 2 really do not need any screen time. Rarely are you seeing the children going out on the park or running or riding their bike. So we need to take the time in working with our children to ensure that they're developing the essential skills that they need.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Danielle Miller.
Thank you so much, Danielle. Still to come on Our News Weekend, Mothers on Grand Bahamas celebrated recently by Urban Renewal. The keynote speaker just shares just a small reminder of why mothers are so amazing. But first,
high school students hit the gridiron yesterday, and organizers say the tournament continues to grow. Plus, we'll tell you the next step for Buddy and the Warriors going into Game 4. We'll get into all that next on our Sports Weekend.
Get ready to shop till you drop. The Vitamalt shopping spree is back, and you could be the next winner of a $500 shopping spree. Here's how to enter. Buy a 6-pack of ginger, acai, or coconut and hibiscus Vitamalt from any Super Value or 700 Wines and Spirits location. Snap a picture of your receipt and WhatsApp your name and photo of the receipt to 825-2191. This promotion ends Saturday, April 19th. Will you be the next lucky shopper? Vitamalt. Vitalize naturally.
Family, how you look so down? Set up all cold and flu, could flip that frown. All the coughing and that runny nose cannot last. You must come back to work and class. Set up all can deal with that fast, yeah. Try set up all cold and flu, daytime and nighttime too. Try Setamol, cold and flu, and get back to the better you. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Distributed by Lowe's Wholesale Drug Agencies Limited.
Good evening, happy Mother's Day. Welcome to Our Sports Weekend. I'm Tej Adderley. The Bahamas Youth Flag Football League held their third annual high school tournament yesterday. This year's edition expanded with more public school teams and even a family island participating. We're going to see how it went.
We have H.O. Nash, we got CV Bethel, we got Doris Johnson involved, and I think collectively they have about 5 or 6 teams playing in the league, playing in this year's high school tournament. So really excited about that, to see more engagement from them. Our usual folks, SAC, Kingsway, Queens College, they're here. But just excited that we're having much more participation from the government schools.
That's Jason Clark, head of the Bahamas Youth Flag Football League, sharing his excitement about the growth of the league's annual high school tournament. This year's tournament took place on the fields at the original Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. And one of those public schools that has grown since the inception is CV Bethel. While they only had a few kids last year, this year they came back with 2 full teams.
The experience from last year made us better. They know what they did wrong, they know what they need to improve on, and we implement that in practice, and it showed up today in the games.
A team from Harbor Island making the trip to the capital, marking the first time that a family island team has played in the tournament.
It's a great opportunity. It's a great event they put it on here, and we came a long way. We traveled all night last night to get here, and we competing, and we still in it. We still in it for the championship, but we're excited, and the guys very excited, and we getting ready for Freeport next.
And at the end of the day, it was H.O. Nash, a public school playing in their first tournament, who took the U14 title, taking down Queens College in a 25-22 thriller. And St. Augustine's repeated as the over 14 champs. They've been dominant in the division for the past few years, and their winning streak continues. They beat Queens College 18-7 in the final. Congratulations to H.O. Nash and SAC. Now we're on to the hardware, where Buddy Hield and the Warriors are in the middle of a heated series with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Let's check in on Game 3. Buddy Hield and the Dubs fell to 1-2 in their Western Conference semifinal after last night's 102-97 loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Down their best player, Stephen Curry, Buddy and the guys put up a heroic effort, with Buddy scoring 14 points, grabbing 4 rebounds, and dishing out 5 assists. Jimmy Butler led the way with 33-7 and 7, and Jonathan Kuminga had 30 off the bench. The Dubs were actually ahead in the third quarter before the Timberwolves stormed back in the fourth, behind 33 points from their top guy, Anthony Edwards, and a triple-double from Julius Randle. Buddy and the Warriors will fight for their lives to try to even up the series tomorrow night at 10 p.m. So if you're up late, you want to stay for that one. Before we go, happy Mother's Day to my wife and my mom and my sister, and to all the moms, stepmoms, adopted moms, grandmoms, and mothers-in-law out there. We love you very much. Thank you for everything you do. That is a wrap for sports for this evening. For Our Sports Weekend, I'm Tej Adderley. I'll catch you next week.
Stage. On the other side of this break, we say I love you to the mothers of the Our News team. Stick with us as we continue to celebrate and honor all of the mothers on their special day.
Get ready to shop till you drop. The Vitamalt shopping spree is back, and you could be the next winner of a $500 shopping spree. Here's how to enter. Buy a 6-pack of ginger, acai, or coconut and hibiscus Vitamalt from any Super Value or 700 Wines and Spirits location. Snap a picture of your receipt and WhatsApp your name and photo of the receipt to 825-2191. This promotion ends Saturday, April 19th. Will you be the next lucky shopper? Vitamalt. Vitalize naturally.
Family, how you look so down? Set up all cold and flu, could flip that frown. All the coughing and that runny nose cannot last. You must come back to work and class. Set up all can deal with that fast, yeah. Try set up all cold and flu, daytime and nighttime too. Try Setamol, cold and flu, and get back to the better you. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Distributed by Lowe's Wholesale Drug Agencies Limited.
Welcome back, and thanks for sticking with us. Well, wonderful weather on the outside earlier today. As to what you can expect as you prepare for the week ahead, well, meteorologist Ian McKinsey has those answers. Ian.
Thanks, Megan, and good evening, Bahamas. Welcome to your Sunday Mother's Day forecast. Happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. Hope you had a great day. Cloudy on the outside with a temperature of 81. Feels like muggy at 85. Winds are from the east-northeast at 10 miles per hour. Temperatures across the country. In Freeport, we have 79, as well as in Marsh Harbor and Governor's Harbor, 81 in Allenstown and Nicholstown, 81 in the capital as well, and 80 in Great Harbor, Key Berries. Central Bahamas continue those 81s in Kemps Bay, Georgetown, and in Deadman's Key, as well as Arthurstown, Kidd Island, 80s in Black Point, Port Nelson, and in Coburn Town, San Salvador. Southeast Bahamas continue with those 81s in Duncantown, Delectable Bay, Colonel Hill, and in Providenciales, Turks and Caicos, 80 in Abrahams Bay, Maguana, hotspot Matthewtown at 82. Satellite and radar imagery right now. We have the active frontal system, a low pressure system right here, coupled with a cold front is pushing some moisture across the southeast U.S. We expect this moisture to eventually reach into the northwest Bahamas sometime Monday through Wednesday, so we can anticipate an increase in shower activity across our area. Boating forecast, stiff winds on the outside. Winds are from the east to southeast at 15 to 20 knots, posting a small craft caution, seas 4 to 7 feet. We also have a risk of rip currents for you swimmers. High tide at 8:09 p.m. tonight, low tide at 2:36 a.m. tomorrow morning. Here's a look now at your national forecast. And in your extended forecast, that frontal system will drag its way through our area. So through midweek, expect some shower activity, high pressure building, clearing conditions through the remainder of the week. Highs getting into the mid to upper 80s. By the end of the week, we'll be cracking those 90-degree mark. Welcome to summer, everyone. Low temperatures, mid to upper 70s. That's a wrap in the evening forecast. Again, I hope you had a great and enjoyable Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to my wife and all my siblings and everyone I know. Happy Mother's Day. Take care and have a great week.
Thanks so much, Ian. As we continue to celebrate and honor mothers today, a special group of women were honored earlier in the month over in Grand Bahama. Urban Renewal hosting their second annual pre-Mother's Day luncheon at the Bahamas Union of Teachers Hall. Assistant Superintendent Miriam Archer officially welcoming the guests of honor.
We celebrate you today and every day. We hope you feel appreciated, honored, and deeply valued. Enjoy the special day. You deserve it.
Keynote speaker Sherelle Lockhart says her mission is to offer support and encouragement to all mothers celebrating today.
I want mothers to know that they are sacredly built for this job, to mother, to nurture. They are not only the givers of life, but they are the nurturers and the sustainers of life. And once they are there on the front lines, dealing with their children, providing for their homes, able to give them prayer and have them in the presence of God, there's nothing that they cannot do.
An unknown author wrote, "A mother's love, a gentle hand, a guiding light across the land, her strength and grace, a constant plea, a cherished bond eternally." In this next report, some of our team members expressed to our Danielle Miller the love they hold for their mothers. Take a look.
What I love most about my sweet Debs is her prayers. I know that they are global and they go with me everywhere. And God don't play with her, so God don't play with me. So I love that about my mommy. My mommy has a very jovial, bubbly, energetic spirit. And so that is something that I love and I like to embody. And she's too nice to everybody, even people who are mean to her. She's very nice. But happy Mother's Day, and I love you.
What I know that I love about my mom is how she's very dedicated. She's someone who would work day and night just to make sure that we have food on the table, we have a roof on our head, even though my father's doing the same. But she's not just sitting at home waiting for my father to provide, but she's also cooperating with him.
She's my #1 supporter. She is lovely, she's fantastic, and her birthday is the day after Mother's Day.
Miss Clark, Miss Clark, she really has a heart for everybody. Like, she is a person who would take her last drop of money to give to someone who she doesn't even know in the first place. And that's one of the best things I really love about my mother. She's very caring. She took care of all the children, handle the business, go to work. I just love my mother.
What I like most and love most about my mom is everything. I must say she has been a hard-working woman from the day that I can remember. She did everything to provide everything my sister and I needed and wanted, and I can say it truly felt like a labor of love on her behalf for her kids. What I like most about my mom now as an adult is something that my sister and I did not like as children, because everyone would come to our house for anything. I think she would give you the house, she would give you the shirt off her back, she would give you the food, and it's like, what's left for us? But I realize now that she just wanted to be a blessing to others, and I feel like those blessings are definitely falling on my sister and I.
And with that, we thank you so much for joining us for Our News Weekend. On behalf of the entire team, we want to once again wish all of the mothers and mother figures a special happy Mother's Day, especially my mom, Sandra Saunders, and Megan Shepherd. Have a safe and wonderful evening. Hey guys, Megan Shepherd here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Just click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so you stay up to date with content like this from the team you already trust.